Hey everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. Great news for Palantir, showing their continued expansion into the semiconductor space with a new Japanese partnership. Athenia, their semiconductor product for the space, is expanding its partnership to include Tokyo Electron, and this is to help them with real-time collaboration analytics of their equipment performance. And for context, Tokyo Electron Limited is a decently sized company at around 9.5 trillion yen market cap, or $67 billion today, with also a growing figure of net sales at around 22 trillion yen for net sales in their fiscal year 2023, and that's around $15 billion here for size. Do note though, this is a smaller margin business, and they've actually seen a slight decrease in their gross profit margins year over year when compared to 2022, so I think this partnership actually comes at a good time for them to try to squeeze out any inefficiencies and of course improve that metric. So back to the deal itself, it looks like they're trying to implement AI into their processes as well as digitally transform their organization as a whole. What they're trying to do with Athenia is create an analytics platform for their business that offers a single source of truth, and that's using real-time data or information between their fabs and their equipment. Now, they want to know how their equipment is doing, of course, and be able to see its performance and throughput all so that they can get most of their assets and get an idea of what's happening in the current time frame and what happened just recently. So if you have the latest data on how the manufacturing process is going, you can decrease downtime or breakdowns that could be more costlier than a typical maintenance check, which would catch things in a more manageable state. But the big kicker here for me personally is trying to get that predictive maintenance side ahead of time, since that will be more game changer in continuing the flow of their manufacturing process. Obviously, they'll need to execute on this, but at least data will show them this is hopefully more preemptively than just seeing stuff perform worse over time. Now imagine if you didn't have a picture at all, you would just have to figure it out based on what's happening and what you can see, or if someone just has a lot of experience. But with this kind of data, you may be able to even tell way more ahead of time than anyone could do before. Now the next big thing with this partnership is part of this quote where they want to bring the equipment manufacturers, material suppliers, and device makers all together in one ecosystem. I've talked about this before with network effects, where you want to expand and hopefully become a standard because not only will it horizontally motivate your competitors, it can also vertically motivate your supply chain and customers on both ends, and that's to hopefully start getting on the same page. Because if you optimize your own processes, you can still run into roadblocks and bottlenecks outside of your control. But if you have some way to share your data securely, you can create a more streamlined flow from raw material to end product. Now, they basically go on to stating their goals here that they, the Athenia platform, is enabling those who participate differentiation into the marketplace because they can output the quality performance and the time to market much better, all because of the real-time feedback. I mean, if you're doing this real time and your competitor is delayed a day for their data or even a few hours, even an hour, that makes all the difference when you're producing millions of semiconductors and every minute of downtime can be thousands of units. So being powered by Palantir, this platform has all those things that investors are familiar with, which is their ontology, tying data sources together, and their relationship when things go up and down, how they react, but also at the end here, where they state data privacy rules, regulations, and norms, because getting the full picture is great, but you need to ensure those who are allowed are the only ones getting to see this information. And you gotta close on that quote from the general manager. From the horse's mouth themselves, they're basically saying Athenia is accelerating their business, which is a win-win for them and their customers, and that the industry as a whole is gonna get value from this. So it's always great to see this because first, this is international in Japan, where Palantir is not really tooting their own horn, but we have seen great news come out of them recently, but also it's commercial. So I always love seeing this combination of international commercial business here. That's the weakest point here, where they're not really talking about it because they always focus on US commercial, because that's really the bright spot in their business recently. Now, this Athenia product has been around for a while, so for those newer, it was actually announced back in the day in late 2021, where they partnered with Merck to create this solution here. And in almost exactly a year before, Micron Technology actually announced being a partner for this solution too, and for those who don't know, they are a major American partner to have in this space, with actually having a similar market cap to Japan Electron Limited at around $69 billion. So obviously this is good news, showing more expansion in the semiconductor space, and glad to see they are touting artificial intelligence is a major contributor to this partnership being made. For me personally, I like the mention of vertical integration with their suppliers and customers, because the next step of innovating yourself is innovating those on the other side of your inputs and outputs. It's logical where if you fully optimize yourself, now I'm just saying if you become perfect somehow, your only setback is from things out of your control. So you need to try to figure out a way to actually get more control outside of your domain while still being secure in the data share between both of you. But what are your thoughts though on this new partnership? Do you think this is good for Palantir? Do you think this is too slow and they should expand faster? Let me know below and I'll see you in the next video.